Good evening. Welcome to the Midweek Sports Review on EzeSportsTV. We're here to talk sports every Wednesday. Of course, today I have Kesta with me to talk sports as usual. Kesta, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Harris.
Of course, straight up, we'll be talking about the Nigerian Super Eagles and their Nations Cup qualifiers against Sierra Leone tomorrow on Thursday. And that game will be played live in Abuja, although it's going to be played behind closed doors because of the ban on NFF by FIFA, considering what happened in the game against Ghana in the World Cup qualifiers. Of course, Kesta, we currently have a new coach who is taking over. He has actually, coached the last two games we played. It's a friendly game, of course, against Mexico and of course against Ecuador. We've lost those two games, losing 2-1 against Mexico, as well as losing 1-0 against Ecuador. Our new coach, Jose Santos Pesero, he, oversaw those two games and we ended up losing it. This is the first time Nigeria is going 5 games without getting a victory. And Kesta, coming into this game, we're coming into this game in a bad form. Do you think these games are just friendly, or do you think the coach is still trying to, understand his team? Do you see that playing a part in this particular game? Because this is a competitive game. Nigeria have failed to qualify for the World Cup, and they don't want to fail to qualify for the Nations Cup. They'll be looking to, make it to the 2023 Nations Cup. How do you see this game turning out?
Yeah, first two games of the new coach and losing both of them is never a good start for any coach. No coach will like to lose his first two games, coming to a new job as big as that of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But I mean, this is what we saw at the end of the day. I think he met a very poor team that is already in a very bad form. The morale is very down after losing out in the World Cup against Ghana, and then there's a reason why a new coach is required in the team, and that is why he came. Of course, we can always say that they are friendlies. He's a new coach coming to a new job. The two matches would have been, a game to try and familiarize with the team and try and know how best to use the players and all that. So it might not really, you know, be too. We cannot dwell on those matches too much, and knowing that they are just friendly games. So as much as every coach would have liked to win those games, we can look at them and say, okay, well, those are the two first games for the coach to try and understand the team very well and know how to use some of the players in the camp with him. So I think coming into this game against Sierra Leone, a very competitive game, he will be coaching the Super Eagles. He would have learned one or two things from those friendlies, where those losses in those friendly, and then try and make sure they correct them in this particular game tomorrow. So I don't see those losses playing any major impact on how they play tomorrow. Instead, the coach should have learned one or two things from those games and then try to correct them in his first competitive game that will be against Sierra Leone tomorrow in the African Cup of Nations qualification.
Okay, Keshta, they've been, outraged on social media with the inclusion of Ahmed Musa in the team, still the captain of the side. I mean, in recent time, we've seen Ahmed Musa not actually contributing anything to the team like he used to contribute back in the days. You saw that the Nations World Cup qualifiers, he was really, really ineffective. And of course, there's been issues on social media as well when the coach, playing Alex Iwobi in the number 6 position, as well as Joe Aribo. Yeah, you can say that Alex Iwobi have played in different positions for Everton, but when someone plays in a wing back position, you have the opportunity to go forward and attack. But we've seen him playing Alex Iwobi in the number 6 position, and we've seen him also playing Joe Aribo in the number 6 position. Do you think this will be a problem, or do you think he's just, trying to experiment with his
Yeah,
side to know, what to do in the competitive games?
yeah, just trying to know, how best to use some of these players. He's a new coach coming into this, handling this team for the very first time. These players are playing under him for the very first time as well. So every coach you always want to try one or two things with the players you have in the squad. Of course, he knows their best positions on the pitch, but these are friendly games, and it's only on that platform that he tries to experiment one or two things about the players. Of course, you mentioned Iwobi and the role he played in Everton in the just concluded season. He was very instrumental in the Frank Lampard side, and he played in numerous positions. If you recount, Frank Lampard, used him in different positions, and he delivered in every match, anywhere you played him on the pitch. So the coach might be looking at the team and feel like, okay, let me try one or two things and see, because there is something wrong with the team he inherited, and something needs to be done to fix those problems. And if some of these experiments can help him achieve what he wants, or who says he can't do them? At the end of the day, what we want to see is a very good Super Ego that is giving us the result we want to see. I mean, 5 games without winning any of these games for the very first time. It's not a good result. It's not a good moment and a good form for the Super Ego. They are going down in the FIFA ranking, and that's not what the fans want to see about Nigerian football. So the coach is coming in, to make a change in this team, and we have to just give him the benefit of the doubt. He came to give us result. Let's watch him and see if he makes a positive impact in the team. And at the end of the day, we cannot have time to analyze, some of these things he's doing and see if they have worked for or against the side.
Okay, Kesta, if we're being honest, I mean, you look at the teams in the same group as Nigeria, Sierra Leone, uh, Setimo, and Principe, and of course, Guinea-Bissau. These are not, if we're being honest, these are not the best teams as far as African football is concerned. But Nigeria will be playing these teams in this group. Of course, after the game against Sierra Leone, our next game will be against Setimo and Principe. Then we'll play Guinea-Bissau home and away, and then they recycle the games as well. It's a 6 game group encounter. I mean, do you think this is a very good opportunity, considering the fact that we're not playing against the tough opponents in Africa? At least we can use these games, to gather momentum and build our morale back. Or do you think, as usual, we've seen teams, looking down on some teams, and these teams coming back to punish you? I mean, what direction do you think this will go?
I mean, African football is always tough, but when you look at those names you just mentioned, that some of us cannot even mention, as far as African football is concerned, you know that the Super Eagles must qualify from that group. Yeah, nobody should underrate anybody. Nobody should look down on anybody. For we've seen in the past where it comes back to hold the team that underrates their opponent. But Super Eagles of Nigeria will come out from this group and on top of this group, because comparing the teams you mentioned and all that, you can match them with the level the Super Eagles are, as far as football is concerned. So definitely they're going to make it. I mean, the worst that I've ever seen in as far as football, Nigerian football is concerned, is not qualifying for the Nations Cup. You don't see that often. I mean, there's no way Nigeria will not be in the next Nations Cup, especially with the teams that we've seen in the group with them. So it might not just be easy as it used to be for them, considering that the team is passing through this difficult moment. But definitely they will make it out of that group, and they will qualify, with games to spare, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, of course, there's currently a game going on in the African Nations League, of course, of the African Nations Cup qualifiers. Uganda is currently playing 1-1 draw. Is of course final. It's FT already in that game. It ended 1-1 draw. Uganda versus Niger Republic, and of course by 5 p.m. we will have Tanzania playing at home to Algeria. Of course, we will have some other games as well in the UEFA Nations League. Scotland will be at home to Armenia. Republic of Ireland will be hosting Ukraine. Belgium will be hosting Poland, and of course, Wales will be hosting the Netherlands. Can you start talking about Wales? We've seen Wales qualify for the World Cup for the first time in 64 years. Gareth Bale, the captain of the side, carrying that side, and of course, playing a huge part in them qualifying for this World Cup. Ukraine fought, of course, everybody knew about that, but unfortunately, they met a Wales side that was better than them on the day, and Wales, of course, qualifying for the World Cup for the first time in 64 years. What a moment it is for Welsh football! What a moment it is for, of course, Gareth Bale and of course Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, this is the best time to be a football lover in what this is best time to be a fan or someone from that side part of the world. I mean, Wales in the World Cup for the very first time in 64 years it's amazing. And you look at the way they did it. You know, you see hard work. You know, doing it in a very hard way and all that. You know, you have to just congratulate them because they deserve to be here. We got a bell. It have always been getting better for the Wales side. You know, qualifying for the Euros, playing in the Euros twice with this side, and then making it into the World Cup. For the very first time in his 4 years. I think they've not been in the Euros before Gareth Bell, but two times they have played in the Euros, and now they're in the World Cup in 64 years. Imagine somebody that is 64 years now. I mean, for the first time in his life or her life, she's seen the national team of their side of the country making it to the World Cup for the first time. So it's a very wonderful moment for them. They did so well. Ukraine on the day, you know, stood and fought and all that, but at the end of the day, an own goal from Yemilenko from that Gareth Bale free kick, 1-0 for Wales, and it ended that way. It was a very good match at the end of the day, but well deserved to be where they are, and I saw congratulations to them for making it to the World Cup once again.
Okay, Kesta, the game between Nigeria and Super Eagles, of course, and the Sierra Leone side will be played behind closed doors. Before we go, Kesta, I would like you to give me your predictions. Of course, the fans are keen to know what your predictions will be and to see if your predictions, you'll be getting them right this time.
Yeah, playing that game behind closed door will always, you know, not be what the Nigerian fans and the Super Eagles would have liked. But at the end of the day, against a Sierra Leone side, you know, playing at home, it shouldn't be a very big problem for Nigerian side because I mean Sierra Leone won't be having their fans in the stadium as well. So you know, Nigeria should find a way to win this one. The very first competitive game under this new coach. Of course, he knows that he has to win now. I mean, we cannot look at those friendlies and say, okay, they are just friendly games. So this a game to prove that you have come to change something about the team. So as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is going to beat Sierra Leone. Whether behind closed door or not, it's not going to be easy as well, considering the form and then the morale of the players coming back. I mean, these are very first competitive game after that game against Ghana, where they failed to qualify for the World Cup. So it will be difficult, but Nigeria will win this game by 2 goals to nothing.
2 goals to nothing for Kesta. We will be here next week Wednesday to talk about this game to see if Kesta will get his predictions right. Of course, quickly before we leave the studio, Kesta, the Nigerian Professional Football League, that's a loss Plateau United had against Rivers United, took the lead at the top of the table to 10 points. And then the next fixture, being the week 32, Rivers United going right there to lose that game. And of course, Plateau United getting all 3 points, reducing the lead back to 7 points. Heartland getting that win against Aqua United, still in the relegation drop. Ending by looking like a team who are beginning to find form at the later stages of the season, currently sixth on the log. I mean, do you still fancy? Do you? Enyimba has. It's been 10 years since Enyimba has never, finished a season without making it to any CAF competition. There's still the FA Cup for them to play, and of course, whoever wins the FA Cup will be representing Nigeria at the Confederations Cup. But considering how their current form and how they're going, do you see Enyimba making it to the third position? And of course, do you see Heartland, or do you think the status quo will remain, or do you see anything happening for Heartland in the relegation zone? And do you see any changes happening at the top? Quickly, Kesta.
Yeah, with 6 games to go, so many things can still change. Rivers United still on top of the log, 7 points still surprise them with Plateau United, and you know they won the game that took it to 10 points, then lost their next game, and of course Plateau United winning to take it back to 7 points again. But that's how far, that's how it has remained for a very long time now, and I don't see any more changing on top of the log. I see Rivers United going ahead to win this particular league. For Enyimba United, for Enyimba International, I mean, Enyimba is always Enyimba. You can never write them off, especially when it comes to Nigerian professional football league. They can still put up a surprise, but it will be difficult for them, you know, to cover those ground and make it to the third position. It will be very. I think that. Yeah, yeah. When you check how Remo Stars have played, when you check the form of Rangers as well in the third and fourth position, so it will be very difficult for Enyimba to travel from the sixth position to go ahead of these teams and to the third position. I think their best bet to making it to cup competition is the FA Cup. If they end up winning the FA Cup, they will play in the cup, in the Confederation Cup. But for now, nothing too much will change on the log. And for Heartland, it has already been the news of off and on and all that. I see them, still not finding a way. If only they can put up, a couple of wins together. But just win one game and lose the next two games doesn't take you anywhere. And I see them still remaining where they are.
Okay, from Kesta's prediction, he doesn't see Heartland, making it. Heartland looks like a team that is actually doomed to drop down to the Nigerian NNL. Of course, this is still the Midweek Sports Review on EzeSports TV. Kesta, is always a pleasure to talk sports with you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Of course, the producer, the man behind the cameras, Mensa, thank you so much for making sure that the viewers are there to watch us today. Talk Sports on the Midweek Sports Review. I still remain your host, Harrison. Continue to keep it with us next week, Wednesday, as we will come back to talk about the talking points of all the sporting informations we gave out today, and also talk about the results between this game against Nigeria versus Sierra Leone. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching us every Wednesday. Continue to keep it there with us. Until then, have a nice evening.